Dennis Russell and Dave Brown along with Corey Macklin. And by golly, we got another big USWA championship action today.
Oh, you're exactly right. We will be talking about PG-13. They got together. They won the titles and the USWA tag team titles just almost immediately as they were in here, and they've been looking mighty good.
Oh, and I'll tell you what, I saw them at a point where they weren't looking so good, though, and they're hot about that. I'm sure we'll have a lot of footage today, which I think everybody's going to enjoy. How about the big news?
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. Yeah, the big news is we're going to have the Wing Tag Champions here. Now, for you fans that don't know about Wing, Wing is a huge Japanese organization, and the tag champions are here. They have the titles with them. The titles won't be at stake today, but they will be defending the titles in the USWA.
That's exactly right. They're here on a tour, and USWA is the first stop, and we're delighted about it. You'll have a chance to see them today, an exciting tag team, and we're looking forward to that. As a matter of fact, we're looking forward to a bunch.
We are indeed. Last week, if you were watching, I'm sure you remember the situation with Doug Gilbert. Obviously, he had this whole conspiracy put together where he had Tommy Rich, and they end up jumping Brian Christopher at every turn and beating him up. All of that going on last week. We'll have more to say about that, too.
Hey, last week, it was an interesting thing. Dave said to me when we were off the camera, well, take a look at this right here. Dave said to me, are they getting faster or are we getting slow? Whoa. Brian Christopher hits Doug. Doug hits me. Bam, down we go. And Dave says, are they getting faster or are we getting slower?
Well,
I know the answer.
I tell you what, maybe both, but I tell you, Brian Christopher came out of nowhere, and after the way he had been treated by Doug Gilbert and those guys, who can blame him?
Well,
right?
Nobody can blame him, and you're going to see why. Let's take a break, and we'll be back and get into it right now. From Tokyo, Japan, at 200 kilos, here are the Masters of the Orient. One fall, 10 minutes in time. Kevin Christian is referee. Back to Lance Russell, Dave Brown. Okay, Corey, we're going to be interested right now to take a look at these Masters of the Orient. It'll be interesting, Dave, to see about the style that they use.
Absolutely. Are they heavily into the martial arts? Is it Greco-Roman? I doubt that. But we'll see as we go along here. Fairly young-looking guys, as a matter of fact. They're a little bit younger than I expected them to be, but let me tell you, they have the Wing Championship, and as we said at the beginning of the broadcast, you may not be familiar with Wing, but it is a huge, huge wrestling organization in Japan.
That tells you something right away,
It sure does.
Say that.
These two guys are, let's see if I get the names right, I hope, Alaya and Okano. And it looks like Okano is going to be starting. There's the bell, and here we go. Okano going against the Colorado Kid.
Okano giving away a little height, but watch, and we'll see what makes the difference and why these guys are champions, Dave.
I see a puzzle or intently watching Bert Prentice has come into the wrestling area. I'm not really sure exactly why he's here, except maybe he's scouting these Wing champions.
Right away, Colorado Kid fires a good drop kick, and he really nailed Elia. Yeah, you're right. Bert is just kind of standing over there taking a look at what's going on. As right away, the Colorado Kid showing them that the USWA may be a tough spot for them to start out their tour with.
Well, I tell you, this has always been, as we used to say, the hotbed of tag team wrestling, and that goes back for 40, 50 years. So,
Tony Williams, turns it over one more time. Oh, nothing uniquely Japanese about that rake of the eyes as he came across Tony. And a scoop slam. There's the tag from Okano to Elia. He fires the right hand, popping Tony Williams. And Williams right back again. Standing side headlock. Tough at his height when you got a guy the height that Elia is. Double whip into the rope. Double elbow. And down they go.
Japanese team has not been dominating so far in this match. I think that speaks very well for the talent that you see here every week in the USWA. Uh-oh. They may reach back here in a minute, too, and start raking the eyes and pop Colorado Kid down to the mat. Let's watch it as it goes. Here comes Tony Williams, a fine young wrestler here.
And I think also, Dave, that the truth of the matter is, and we think about them being imperturbable and absolutely totally in control. These are young guys, as you pointed out, and they got to be nervous coming in here with their first appearance on American television. Into the air. A double suplex over and down as Bert Prentice heading our way.
Oh, there's a choke.
I am quite impressed. What great scientific wrestlers.
Well, okay, Bert. Yeah, well, they do have the titles. Remember that. The Masters of the Orient, the Winged Tag Champions.
What was the science there? Cut off their air supply? He was choking away. That was no fine move.
Dave Brown, always the pessimist.
Tony Williams takes a shot from Olaya. Follows right in behind.
You know, the winners of the World Tag Team titles are going to get a shot at these wing belts. And I am really enthused about touring the Orient later this year.
Look at that moonsault off 1, 2, 3. And that's it. An impressive moonsault on Tony Williams. And Bert talking about the USWA World Tag Champs are going to get a shot at the Masters of the Orient. And PG-13, of course, the USWA Tag Champions.
Personally, I think I'd like to chat with these two young men from the Orient.
Yeah, well, get your wallet out and go have a good long talk with them, Bert, I'm sure.
I think we understand the style, too, of the Masters of the Orient. They were impressive as they took control there, and especially on a couple of the moves that we saw them make. But it's almost a Bert Prentice style more than it is certainly a martial arts style or anything like that.
That's what attracted him,
yeah,
for sure.
You're right. Well, they get the victory here today in the non-title match. Next time they're in the USWA, their titles will be at stake.
We got more of it coming up. Be back to it in just a moment. Been able to see our television last week. Not a pretty sight.
No, you missed something, let me tell you.
We had a combination of Rick Gilbert and the Dream Machine, and they loved that 3-on-1 thing. Hey, these pictures are worth a whole lot more than all of our words. Let's take a look and see what happened last week.
Gilbert down. He bounces right back to his feet. Man, a super kick.
Is he who put Gilbert down? Hammering away with that right hand and dug off.
Bobby Ritt, wildfire. We celebration 94, baby. This is the biggest mastermind plan that I have ever come up in my life. Yeah. He's screaming the ball back to my ribs, brother. Fine. Don't send me no flowers, because I ain't dead yet. Now look at him. He's not too sexy now, is he? He's not too bright.
Oh, yeah, now we got two of them. Don't you want to jump out there and jump in the middle of it?
What you do to Scott Bowden, but we can't punish him. That's right. Punish him, Doug.
Hey,
punish him.
Hey, Doug Gilbert
was a mastermind plan last week.
Oh, yeah. Tommy Ritt.
I told you that it don't play to mess with me, boy. I told you dearly, brother. It don't pay to mess with Troy the Dream Machine Graham.
Disgusting display, too, Troy Graham.
I think it's a good display, my friend.
Ooh, right in the throat.
I want him to kill him. Put him on his misery, Tommy. That is the greatest guy right there that ever hit for faithful wrestling, Tommy Wildfire Ritt. He put George on the mat. Look at Dirty Doug Gilbert, my brother. Look, that's right. Put him out of his misery.
We've seen Tommy Ritt tied under rings.
That's right. Knock him down. Knock him down on the best. Put him down on the ground.
Whammon Brian Christopher with a DDT.
Oh, there's phonies to get well caught.
Right down on the table.
Fight. Why don't he fight now, Dave?
Get fighters standing on him with a table on top of him.
Fight neither.
Hey, come on, that's it. There's somebody else out here, and let's get this thing stopped. Here goes Dream Machine now, Dave. Going up into the ring where they had destroyed Brian Christopher. I mean, Rich hit him with a jab to the throat. Again, a pile driver. They had DDT'd him on the table. Now, as Jeff Gaylord comes out to try to help, Spike Hubert being knocked off by the Green Machine. Here comes BT-13, and they get pounded down to the mat. Colorado Kid and Brian Christopher, meanwhile, being hammered by everybody in there.
BT-13, they're over there. They're rolling Brian out of the ring. They got him out of there. Now let's hope they can get him out of the studio before Rich, Gilbert, and the Dream Machine get...
Well, that's a pretty good explanation of exactly what happened out there. They come in 3-on-1, you notice, and here come the 3-on-1 kids. Wildfire Tommy
You've always got an excuse. You know, you try to stick a sunrise past the rooster. A teenage rock and roll buck with a pink carnation and a pickup truck. Trust me, Tommy Rich, I love you. Tell him what we're going to do. I love you, too. You know, it's a nice trip. It looks like every one of them just got out of one flew over the cuckoo's nest.
Yeah,
you know, what we're talking about, Doug Gilbert, when it comes to trusting, you're talking about blood thicker than water. All Doug Gilbert had to do was call me. You know, and I'm here. So what I'm saying is, Brian Christopher, you made the biggest mistake of your life when you crossed this man's path. Because we're going to end your wrestling career, brother.
Did you find it in your hearts to do it even instead of 3-on-1? What is this?
You know, Lance Russell, after we give him the beating of his life last week, after we about beat him to death right here last week, what did I get? I got home. I got a Federal Express package. I called Tommy. He said, I got a Federal Express package. I called the Dream Machine. He said, I got one, too. So what did I do, Lance Russell? I opened it up. And what did I have? Jet Promotions. I'm sure you can see it says Jet Promotions to Doug Gilbert, Tommy Rich, Troy Graham from USWA Management. Who is USWA Management, Lance Russell? That's you?
That doesn't have anything to do with it.
Who is it, Dave Brown?
No, it's not Dave. It's not Dave. What?
Okay, so listen. What it's saying, Lance Russell, is they're scared to death to write their name down. Who sent us a threatening letter? So let's read this to everybody so they can know what
I don't
it says.
trust what you're going to say about it. Read it.
Okay, you look at it, too, so you can confirm it. This is to... Yeah, you read this, right?
Yeah.
This is to inform you that your actions from last week during the USWA Championship Wrestling television program are being looked into by the Rules Committee of the USWA. We got that. That's what it says, right, Lance?
Exactly
okay.
What it says.
Hey, shut up, idiot. Okay. Then we go down here, and it says, your unprovoked attack of Brian Christopher, your treatment of USWA announcers, and your bullying of USWA officials will not be tolerated. Tommy, does that scare you a little bit? It makes me shake. It really scares me. Well, let me tell you one thing. You don't threaten us. Tommy, show them what you think about that. You know what we think about the USWA promotion? Think of... See, there's two things you don't do. You don't mess with dangerous Doug Gilbert, and you don't mess with Wildfire Tommy Rich. So what I'm telling you, we will, in your career, Brian Christopher, I will make a promise from all three of us to the one of you.
Yeah, I understand that talk.
Now, Christopher, ask Lawler how bad we are.
Yeah, well.
I am hurt, too. I don't care what you say.
Yeah, oh, Dream, I noticed you're going to be in here wrestling today, huh?
No, I'm not going to be in there wrestling today. Look at my ribs.
Okay, let's go to Corey Macklin, ready for the match.
Thank you, Lance. This bout is scheduled for one fall, 10 minutes in time. First introducing, out of combined weight, 440 pounds, from Nashville, Tennessee, John Kennedy. And his partner...
Well, there we go. Everybody on everybody.
Yeah, his partner is T.D. Steele. Corey couldn't finish the introduction with all the action as Gilbert and Rich jumped their opponents in there. Doug has just rolled the youngster back into the ring, John Kennedy.
Kennedy takes a knee right to the jawbone from Wildfire Tommy Rich. Hilarious high fives from Doug Gilbert to the Dream Machine. As Rich
can show you what we think of this letter, Lance.
Yeah, right off the bat, I've already seen. I love the way he put it. It was a slip when he said from the three of us to the one of you.
But you called it exactly right. That is exactly what we saw all last week, and that's what they're thinking right now. Let's gang up on it.
Yeah.
Eat the letter last week.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, Dream, you're lucky you didn't get a subpoena for mugging when you were here last week instead of just a memo from the USWA. You think it's funny, they're dead serious about it. Whip on Kennedy. Oh, man, what a shot from Gilbert.
Well, they're obviously not taking the letter seriously. We didn't finish the letter either. I happened to see a copy of the letter since the announcers were involved. The USWA Rules Committee has also said they are subject to suspension, to fines, or termination.
Uh-huh. No, they didn't get down to that part of it. Kennedy just being hammered around by Doug Gilbert and Tommy Wildfire Rich. Dream Machine doing his cheerleading on the outside on a double clothesline. Takes Kennedy right off his feet, and the elbow knocks T.D. Steele off the ring apron.
Yeah, just while he was in the neighborhood, he took a shot at T.D., who was over there just minding his own business.
You know, we don't have any objection to rough and tough wrestling in there, but the way these guys do it, it's not fair until they have the other team outnumbered. Tommy Rich drops down while Doug Gilbert was holding him. Kind of 1, 2, 3, and that's going to be it.
T.D. Steele thrown out of the ring now. There's Wildfire Tommy Rich right into the camera. There's Doug Gilbert.
Totally pounding on Steele outside on the floor, while Rich and Gilbert 2-on-1 on John Kennedy. They love it. And all the conversation with Kevin Christian in there.
Look at T.D. Steele over there. I knocked the food stamps out of here.
Yeah, I noticed. How come you're not ready to wrestle? Doug Gilbert, Tommy Gilbert. Or
Yeah, see that, Circle? We know what it is about fingers. Where's the shirt at? Bad boys are back.
Okay, well, you may have a little something in your future that'll change that tone of voice.
Absolutely. Well, they get the victory here today, but you saw how they did it.
We got more. Mystery partner.
Yeah. He said he would be big and mean and tough.
He was every bit of that when they went against Tommy Rich and Doug Gilbert. I want you to share some of the joy of that little scrap. Take a look. Dream Machine. So the odds swing. The referee calls for the bell. That's going to be a disqualification. But there weren't any rules being obeyed anyhow. Now they've got Moondog Christopher being dragged by that rope. They're hanging him over here on the edge. He's caught on the edge of the ring. He's being choked. While Dream, Rich, and Gilbert. Randy Hale's being kicked on by Doug Gilbert. Absolutely disgraced.
Completely out of hand, and I hate to see this kind of stuff, man. The
Moondog is loose. Eddie Gilbert, Eddie Marlin rather, ended up with a key getting him loose, and he's chased out. Rich and Gilbert, as they're getting Brian up off the floor from hanging. Boy, I got to tell you, thugs. That's all you can say about it when they pull stuff like that in there. And again, I want you to note, they had Moondog Spot handcuffed to the rope, and they ended up with 3-on-1 because that's just exactly the way they like it. Here was a guy who had to suffer through all of that abuse with that rope around his neck, and he really had a bad, bad night. Brian Christopher, what a terrible experience with those thugs.
How you doing, Lance? And it was a terrible experience, you know. As you probably know, and it's probably all these fans and everybody at home, I've been wrestling for about 4 years now. Mm-hmm. And in the 4 years I've been wrestling, never, not one time has something like what happened to me last week, has it ever happened to me. Not once, Lance. You know, last week I come out here, and in the same very spot that I'm standing, I came out here, and every time I showed my face, the Dream Machine, Tommy Rich, and Doug Gilbert came out here and attacked me 3-on-1.
Absolutely.
And everybody saw that they threw me in the ring here, and they took that table in there. They pile-drive me on the table. They DDT'd me on the table. They did everything they could until I had to be carried out here by some of my friends. And then, Lance, I bring a mystery partner down there a couple of days later to the Mid-South Coliseum, and we had the Dream Machine, and we had Doug Gilbert, and me and the Moondog, we had things going our way. Up until when they came out there with a pair of handcuffs, and then they handcuffed the Moondog, right. And then, Lance, they took a rope. They tied it around my head, around my neck like everybody saw, and not only did they try to hurt me, not only did they try to end my career, but you know what they tried to do, Lance.
Yeah, no question.
And everybody knows, I know what they tried to do. Then, Lance, when I made it back to the dressing room, when my friends came out there and saved me again, I made it back to the dressing room, and I'm sitting there, and Eddie Marlin came back there to me, and he shut the door. And he said to me, you know, Brian, I've been thinking. After everything that's happened to you this past week, I've been thinking that it's really time for you to think about taking some time off. Maybe not wrestling for, a short period of time, whatever it takes. And, Lance, I've been thinking myself, and I've talked to a few of the fans, and I've talked to some of my friends, and I'm here to tell you that I told Eddie Marlin no. I told him I wasn't taking any time off.
All right, Doug. Nobody asked you.
I've been wrestling for 4 years. I never said I wouldn't wrestle anybody. Well, look, Brian Christopher, do you see this? You brought it. And you've been told and told and told, don't come out here and interfere this TV program again. Now get out of here. I've got no intentions of interfering anymore. I just want to talk to Mr. Sissy Boy. I'm not going to touch him. What my letter says is provoking. I'm not provoking anything. All I want
You better read the last line of that letter in there about revoking the...
I've read the last line. Oh, don't be bad. You keep your best on. Oh, you hold it anymore. I'm not touching nobody. Brian Christopher, what you did after we about beat you to death last week, you run to old Eddie Marlin. You run to the promoter. See, we're not scared of you. I would never turn my back on nobody I'm scared of. Give me this.
Whoa, Christopher tagged in. Christopher just jumped from behind with Tommy Gilbert. Eddie Marlin trying to get in there and get him separated out. He came out here for one reason, and I don't care. You can say that it was Brian Christopher's fault for slapping him, but if Gilbert is there, here comes the king! He knows Gilbert and Rich. Jerry Lawler and Brian Christopher back to back with Gilbert and Rich. And take a look at 2-on-2. Oh, yeah, you know, here comes the Dream Machine. They got to change the odds. Always got to have the favor. See if we can get some more help out here and get this thing busted up. They're busting things up all right, Dave. I got to tell you, this is getting to be a mouthful. Doug Gilbert. Watch Christopher. Look at the Dream Machine. 2-on-2, yes. Here comes the Dream to change the entire complexion of it.
Dream has just kicked the referee out of the ring. Dream Machine, where are those broken ribs he's been out here complaining about for the last 6 weeks?
He keeps saying he wants to wrestle, but they won't let him wrestle. He can't get a medical clearance on it. Doesn't seem to be slowing him down right now as Gilbert is holding Lawler. Oh, look at here. Brian Christopher found him something and may even it up. There you go.
You see, they provoked us.
Yeah, provoked you.
I wish I wasn't hurt.
We saw exactly. There's no way they're going to blame that on Brian Christopher. We saw exactly what happened. If Doug Gilbert hadn't come out here running his mouth and then wadded up the ladder and thrown it at Brian, Brian never would have knocked him down.
Yeah, it looks like provoking to me. Jerry Lawler, Brian Christopher found a equalizer as Brian got a hold of that boot and settled things down. But it's another typical example of the way they like to do it. They like to get the odds going in their favor. Timeout. We'll be back and get things straight here in a minute.
Coming up, when you get close to July 4th, you know you got a couple of things going on. One of them is Wimbledon for all tennis fans, which will be here on TV5. And because of Wimbledon coverage, we usually have a couple of Saturdays where our schedule is a little bit different. That's the case next week. Now, if you have tickets to be here with us next week, be here at the regular time, because we will not be live next week only, but we will tape at our regular time at 10 o'clock. So be here at the regular time if you have tickets. Now, if you're going to be watching this on television, be sure to watch TV5 from 1:30 until 3 o'clock next Saturday afternoon. 1:30 to 3 o'clock next Saturday afternoon only, due to our coverage of Wimbledon. But Championship Wrestling will be on the air next Saturday.
That's right. We will be on the air, and to reiterate what Dave said, if you have tickets, be here at the regular time, because that's when we're going to do the tape that'll be played back at 1:30. Hey, the King. That's 4th of July coming up. I think he's got some good words he wants to give us, too.
That's right. All right.
Take a listen. Hey, everybody, want to take just a couple of seconds to mention a couple of things coming up this afternoon, today, Saturday afternoon at 12 noon. Brian Christopher, well, at least I'm going to try to drag Brian along with me, but I'm definitely going to be at Brush City Used Cars out of Brush City Auto Club at Getwell and I-240. Going to be out there from 12 until 1, signing autographs, giving away free pictures, and we may have some free tickets, too. So come on out and see us, and like I said, going to try to drag Brian out there, too. Brush City Used Cars, Brush City Auto Club, Getwell at I-240 from 12 until 1 today. Want to mention also, next Sunday, not tomorrow, but next Sunday, July 3rd, big doubleheader softball action up in Grand Junction, Tennessee. That's right, Brian and I are going to be up there with Lawler's Army. Going to be taking on the Young Guns and also the Stompers in Grand Junction. And special July the 3rd or July 4th prices up there, only $1 admission. So everybody in and around Grand Junction, come out and see us. And the first 200 people get free tickets to Monday Night Wrestling. By the way, anybody wanting to line up and have Lawler's Army come to your city to help you raise some money, play softball, if you think you've got a tough team, bring us up there. Here's the number to call right here. Hey, there it is right there. 358-2924. Call that number and line up Lawler's Army, and we'll come and play some ball there in your town, okay? Thanks.
find out the secret to him. Lawler keeps at first base down there. Some of these big cannons we got in here. So every guy coming down there is a little hesitant about getting to first base.
I understand. Yeah, this is a big Dixie Junior assortment from Fireworks City. This is just going to be one of the fireworks giveaways from Fireworks City. This one in itself is worth over $100. Then some of the main event rocket assortments, the bottle rockets, and other things also going to be in that. And this is going to be part of the special Fireworks City giveaway Monday night at the Mid-South Coliseum. No purchase necessary, but come on down. Not only there's going to be more than just this kind of fireworks, too. I got a feeling when we look at all those matches beginning at 7:30 at the Mid-South Coliseum. 8 big matches, including a double main event and the fireworks giveaway.
Boy, yeah, this is exciting. Let's see if we can put this over here on the floor.
You got it?
It's heavy. It really is. That is a pile of them. But there are going to be some fireworks inside those ropes, too, Dave, my boy.
Opening match is kind of an All-American situation with All-American Doug Basham. He will be going against the legend Tony Falk in the opening match. Then the Spellbinder will be in. He'll be facing the Missouri Tiger Jeff Gaylord. These two, they were partners at one time. And next thing you know, Spellbinder is turning on Jeff Gaylord, and they have really had some battles since then. Get ready for this one come Monday night at the Coliseum.
And following that is going to be another meeting between the Colorado Kid and Bert Prentice. Now, Bert Prentice ended up wearing the dress last week. And this week it's a little more serious. If Bert loses, he'll be leaving town for a year. Bert Prentice, Colorado Kid, should be a dandy. And the next match, this one really irritated me. Coco Beware, Reggie Define had a battle. Coco ends up winning the match. Reggie ends up stealing Frankie the Bird, practically a member of the family that Coco has traveled all over the world with. And Coco ends up with a fur coat, but a sorry excuse when Reggie steals the bird and runs off with Frankie.
You're exactly right. But with a revenge match, this time it's going to be Bird versus the coat, but it's Reggie with a bird and Coco with a coat. A little different from what you would have certainly seen a week ago, and it would have been the other way around. USWA tag titles at stake. The titles versus $3,000 in cash. And the winner of the match, whoever is crowned USWA tag champion, will get a Wing International title match later in the same night.
I got to insert right here, Dave, the match between these guys last week. They beat PG-13 bloody. They pounded on Wolfie in particular so bad with the hubcaps and all. It was really just a street fight inside the ropes over there. And PG-13, talking about fireworks, they got to have smoke coming out of their ears. That is going to be some kind of a rematch in there. And then a special challenge match that'll have the Moondog Spot going against the Dream Machine protege. We don't know exactly who that is. Maybe we can find out from the Dream. And the rules follow this way. Anything goes. That kind of is the way the Moondog likes that.
Yeah, that's exactly right. His style match. First time ever in Memphis, the Wing International Tag Championship match. Now, we mentioned a few moments ago the winner of the PG-13 Eliminators match, whoever's crowned USWA champions, will come back to challenge for the Wing International Tag Championship against the Masters of the Orient, Alaya and O'Connell, who we saw here just a little bit earlier.
At the present time, it would be PG-13 fixer in there, but of course that Eliminator match, I don't know whether either team will be able to wrestle. But that match is going to be a dandy, and we'll be looking forward to it. And finally, the final half of the big night coming up at the Coliseum Monday night will have Wildfire, Tommy Rich, Dangerous Doug Gilbert, with the Dream Machine going against Jerry the King Lawler and Brian Christopher. You better believe that Christopher is out. He has the King as his partner, and we're looking forward to an interesting evening of wrestling.
You're exactly right. And with the Dream Machine, Tommy Rich and Doug Gilbert involved. I'll talk to him just a little bit. I wonder if the Dream will have any comments. We were curious about the protege that you have going in there against Moondog Spot.
I have got the biggest surprise that's ever hit the USWA. Ball and swall and climb on the wall. Old time Jubilee. We're going to lay a red chicken tablecloth on the ground down there in Memphis, Tennessee, Monday night at that Coliseum. We're going to have the barbecue ribs and the fried chicken. You know, I want to wrestle, but you look at my ribs. That's what Lawler did to me with that barbell. I don't want to get too excited, but let me tell you something. Moondog Snoopy, you want to mess with me? Well, I'm not able to right now, but that's all right. I got a protege. You know, Dream Machine Dave Brown is always full of surprises, right or wrong.
No doubt about that.
Well, this week, people, believe you me, if I tell you a rooster this stuff, you can look under his wing and find some cute roads, because I'm going to fly in my protege, the biggest, the baddest, the meanest protege. Oh, I ain't going to tell him. He wouldn't tell me last week who his mystery partner is. Well, I'm not going to tell you who my protege is. But people, believe you me, it's going to be worth your $5. And then fireworks, I'm going to take my protege and take that Roman candle, and I'm going to light you up from here. All right, Johnny.
No.
Did you read what it says?
It says, trust me, but be careful.
And right there in Jonesboro, Arkansas, I want all you rednecks to sit back and listen, because you're getting a real treat in Jonesboro tonight. Rochester, it's going to be you to me right there in Jonesboro. But then let's talk about Jerry the King Lawler, big WWL star, big WWL star. But what he's got to do, you got to take care of business in your backyard, Lawler. I run you out of Memphis one time. Who hurt you? Laid you up in the hospital. I did. But Jerry the King Lawler, Brian Christopher, y'all are both going down. And it's just like the Dream Machine says, it's going to be a graveyard digger and a big coffin back, because Brian Christopher, the only difference between you and O.J. Simpson is he's a killer and you're going to get killed this week. I promise you that. That's a Mid-South Coliseum Monday night. It's all going to come.
Rest in peace, baby.
Like excitement to me, don't it, you guys?
It sounds like excitement. Doug Gilbert, of course, is always excited, and they're excited about this match coming up. May not be quite so excited when they get to the ring Monday night at the Mid-South Coliseum. We'll be back with more USWA action right here in a moment.
USWA on tour tonight. Beginning tonight, Jonesboro, Arkansas, 8 o'clock at bell time. Earl Bell Community Center right there on 3rd Street. Jerry the King Lawler, Brian Christopher will be over there as well. PG-13, Doug Gilbert, Dream Machine. And a box office opens at 3 p.m. today in Jonesboro, Arkansas. You can call area code 501-932-8885 for more information about USWA Championship Wrestling tonight. Jonesboro, Arkansas, 8 o'clock at the Earl Bell Community Center. A big night tonight, hell of a night. Also, I've been informed by the Japanese interpreter that the new team you saw earlier today, the Masters of the Orient, they're going to be doing a little scouting over there tonight in Jonesboro, so they'll be there as well. Friday night, July 1st, Kennett, Missouri, American Legion building there. You'll see Brian Christopher, the Eliminators, PG-13 on the card as well. King Cobra. Also, Ken Wayne on the card. All coming up in Kennett, Missouri. Friday, July 1st at the American Legion building. Friday, July 8th, Championship Wrestling, Dyersburg, Tennessee. National Guard Army there. Tommy Wildfire Rich, Doug Gilbert, Brian Christopher on the card. Moondog Spot, PG-13, the Eliminators, and many, many more. Big night coming up in Dyersburg, Tennessee, Friday, July 8th. And coming soon, USWA Championship Wrestling in Moscow, Tennessee, Rival, Arkansas, and as well, West Point, Mississippi. That's USWA Championship Wrestling on tour. Be down there every time it comes to your town. And see it live right there. Don't forget about Monday night. Mid-South Coliseum celebrating the bell-time 8 big matches, a double main event, including a grudge tag match, in which you'll see Jerry the King Lawler and Brian Christopher. I want to get them out here and talk to them about this bout that's coming up. Monday night, Mid-South Coliseum with the King and Brian Christopher, and that good tag bout coming up down there. And Brian, once again, we saw what happened out here earlier with this Doug Gilbert, Tommy Rich, and the Dream Machine pulling another one of those stunts. Well, you know, Corey, like I was just talking about. I was talking about how last week, every time I showed my face, it was 3-on-1. Well, it looks like they tried to pull the same stunt again out here today. But you see, boys, last week, this man wasn't here. But this week, he's here. And you know, come Monday night, we got another surprise. Because like I said, it's been 3-on-1. It's been 3-on-1 every time. But not only is it going to be myself
and Jerry the King Lawler. Come this week, we also got a big surprise for him, don't we, King? Uh-oh. Everybody likes surprises. Everybody likes surprises. But I can assure you that Tommy Rich, Doug Gilbert, and the Dream Machine are not going to like the surprise that we're going to have for Monday night. Just like Brian said, every time you mess with any of these jerks, they always realize, they know in the back of their little pea brains that they got to have help. Because any one of the three of them, don't have the guts to face anybody, face-to-face, man-to-man, one-on-one. So what they do, they get their little heads together and they tell each other, if anything happens, you come out and help me. If two of them give it out, you come out and help me. You got to have the advantage. You got to have 2-on-1 or we got to have 3-on-2. Well, this week, we know it's going to be three of you, so we're going to have three of us. It's going to be Brian, it's going to be me, but we're not going to tell you. Just like Brian didn't tell you who his partner was going to be last week, we're not going to tell you who our manager's going to be. But it's going to be I almost said a little surprise, but it's going to be a big surprise, if you know what I mean. So get ready for it, boys. We want to let you think about it. We want to let you all get together and wonder and worry and watch those knees start shaking. Watch that sweat start popping out on your forehead. Watch you start biting your nails. Because we know that you are three gutless cowards. And when it gets down, the time to get it done, you can't do it one-on-one. So Monday night, it's going to be 3-on-3, and I promise you, you're talking about ending careers, you're talking about putting people out of wrestling, well, that's what's going to happen Monday night. But you boys are going to be on the short end of the stick, I promise you that. You know, and I can't wait to get my hands on them any day of the week. I love it. Friday night, I'm going to be in Kenner, Missouri. Tonight, you'll be in Jonesboro, Arkansas. Anytime I can get you boys, you're going to be mine.
Jonesboro tonight also, guys.
The King, Jerry Lawler, Brian Christopher. I cannot wait until Monday night to see who their mystery partner and manager will be down there at the Mid-South Coliseum. And get ready, another wild one, and get ready for more action coming up here on USWA. Yes, you're listening.
Earlier about that PG-13 eliminator situation. PG-13 still the tag champions, but it was not a totally satisfying week for them by any stretch of the imagination.
Man, I got to tell you, there's been one major headache for PG-13 all week. Still a leftover from the beating that came at the hands when after the match was over, the eliminators got a hold of those hubcaps. Let's again take a look at the
Keep your eye on the money at the end. I don't know if this shows it or not. If not, we'll tell you about it later.
Yeah.
Sunset flip. Bert Curtis fires a chain, and Wolfie D just squeezed him with a hot shot. 1, 2, 3. We have a winner and still champion PG-13. They picked up not only the belt with their hand, they got Bert Curtis $1,000.
Masters are not the champions.
Right now, for the first time in my life, that does not matter. What matters, did you see that delightfully wonderful look on Wolfie D's face, lying there in a pile of blood? And Wolfie D and J.C. Ice, you might as well get used to it because it's going to happen every time we face you boys. PG-13, first of all, you cheated us out of the vote, and then you cheated the keeper to take $1,000, or try to take $1,000 of our money. Now you make us put up $3,000. Wolfie D, you see how much of your hide I took for $1,000? Imagine how much I would take for $3,000. After we beat them, we have the Masters of the Orient. A good team I've seen wrestle in Japan, but we're a better team. Wolfie D, J.C. Ice, Masters of the Orient, let us find no rest haven in the ring. You'll find a house of pain.
Well, the Eliminators already looking past the USWA titles to the Masters of the Orient.
Now the team in the ring right now is even better than PG-13, and look what we're going to do to them. And Colorado Kid, I've not forgot about you either, punk.
Well, we'll find out in the ring right now. These young guys here are young wrestlers. They are not PG-13. The Eliminators sent in there by Bert Prentice. We didn't even get the introductions from Corey until they went right into action, grabbing young Todd Johnson and pounding him down to the mat.
Bigfoot coming down from Saturn right on Todd Johnson as he is dumped right on the back of the neck. And not to be left out, Charlie Laird nailed by Saturn, too, as Saturn changes his direction back to Todd Johnson. Hammered him in that corner, Dave. Man, he threw him in there hard.
Boy, he sure did. Todd Johnson, not the biggest wrestler in the USWA anyway. Oh, look at this. Running right into that corner, upside down. He's hanging there. His partner, Charlie Laird, slipped into the ring. They just kind of left Todd hanging there. And a power slam, Charlie Laird.
Boy, I got to tell you, that Kronos, he just muscled. Johnson was fighting, trying to get away, or rather, Charlie Laird. He picks him up, turns him over, and hammers him back down into the mat.
You know, they had some sort of vague reference to the money that is at stake in the next championship match with PG-13. This may be it. Yep, count of three.
Mercifully count of three.
Now, the Eliminators get the win here today. They did not get the win in the last championship match, but they did abscond with the money. And as a result, to get the next title match, they have to put up $3,000. They just continue to punish these young kids. The match is over, for heaven's sake.
PG-13 roaring out to the ring. They got those hubcaps with them, and let me tell you, they know how to use them, too. Sure. Yeah, Bert. You think it's time that you get away? Well, you better get your animals back there. Yeah, trying to cheat. You're the guys that after the match is over was beating up on those poor kids you'd already destroyed. Wolfie D, J.C. Ice. As they came in and broke up what was a further massacre of Charlie Laird and Todd Johnson. Oh, they loved to get on them, and they had them down, and they were beating them as...
Let's wrestle. Look at it, Eliminators. Take a look at it, boys. You can cry, you can whine, you can call everybody you know, but take a look. J.C. Ice and Wolfie D are the champions, boys.
And I'm glad to see that Wolfie, after looking at that tape that we just saw in that match, whoa, did they get on you with those hubcaps.
Lance, they might have got on me. They may have pounded me with that hubcap. But you know what? I'm just standing here today. I made it here. You didn't put me out like you intended to do. I think PG-13 is just a little bit tougher and a little bit better than you expected, boys. Tell them, Ice.
Yeah, you know, there's another thing on the agenda for PG-13. You see, we got one set of belts, but now we want two. And so what that means is Orient Express, J.C. Ice, and Wolfie D, we like Chinese food, not Japanese food, boy. So let me tell you something. I'm going to eat a little Mugu Guy pan. Wolfie D's going to have a little pork fried rice. And then we're going to come and show you how we do it American style in the hood. That's right, man. Man, my main concern is with you Eliminators. I want you to take a real good look at what you did to me. That's going to be there for the rest of my life. Every time I look in the mirror, I'm going to see this big scar on my head, and I'm going to think, those Eliminators took my hubcap and beat me to a bloody pulp. So this week, get ready, because I ain't pulling nothing. No stop. You're gone.
I can tell you these guys...
Lance Russell, $3,000 is a whole bunch of money, and I said it once, I'll say it again. For $3,000, I'll hit my mama in the head with this boy.
J.C. Ice, Wolfie D, PG-13. J.C.'s got his eyes on that money, Dave, and Wolfie, he wants to get back for the pounding that he got. We got more action right here today. Tonight, sure.
Well, we talked about it a little bit earlier. Coco Beware going against Reggie B. Fine. Reggie B. Fine's coat was at stake. The coat was won by Coco Beware, but then Reggie steals Frankie the Bird from Coco. What?
All three of them down. Reggie grabs his ankle. When Coco fell on him, Coco knocked into Kevin Christian. The referee went down. Coco went down. He took Reggie down with him. Backdropped it as he reached over, and now Coco goes to the pipe. No, I never said that he was an angel. He pulls it up and pays it back. Hammers Reggie, hooks the leg. Count of 1, 2, 3. We have a winner. We also have a new owner of that fur coat in 1243. Looking at the crowd saying, how about my man? Coco Beware, not even sure. He may walk up to start a fire with or something. I'm not sure that he's all that keen about that fur coat. But he is the possessor of it. He's the one that ends up with it. As Reggie B. Fine walking it off after Coco really near. Hey, what is this? On the roof, Reggie grabs Frankie and goes running out towards the dressing room. Taking it away, Coco beat him. He gets around there and steals Frankie, Corey.
All right, well, you saw exactly what happened as Reggie B. Fine grabs Frankie the Bird and goes running out of there. And here he comes with a big smile on his face, headed this way, but without the coat we notice here today.
Yeah, no coat, Dave, and I got to tell you one thing. I was sitting right there and saw you go by, steal Frankie the Bird. Oh, yeah, you're taking it so light. You're making so much fun out of this whole...
Man, look, I'm mad as a monster in a King Kong movie, man. I ain't got Superfly with me, man.
Yeah, you're right, you know, because you lost the match and Coco Beware got it.
But that bird... Oh, he's real good.
Listen, if you got the bird...
Nope. Oh, that bird is real good.
Hey, look, if you've got the bird here, give the bird back. Forget this kind of a match.
Hey.
Reggie, you shouldn't have stolen or put your hand...
Don't.
What? Yeah, look, that's what you did.
Man, I ain't never took nothing in my life but a barrel. That's all I ever took. But you know what? All right, you can have it your way. I got him back there in a special cage.
Well, do something right and do it, bring it out here and forget this thing. Thank you. Because that bird means a lot to Coco. He's been all over the world with that bird. Frankie is known by kids, adults everywhere in this world. And he comes along, runs him off, thinks it's a big joke. He ends up losing that coat. That was part of it. The bird... Oh, come on, Reggie. What is this? What are you...
You want to see what I got?
Are you trying to make a bell? This better not be what you're... Reggie, will you stop? Will you get that? That is terrible. Get away from me with that. How can you possibly talk out? Frankie? Yeah, no, I don't want anything to do with you. You come out here. I'll tell you one thing. You may be making fun of it. Coco Beware didn't think it was so funny. Take a listen to what Coco has to say about it.
How the
that big match at the Coliseum, as you know, with Coco Ware going against Reggie B. Fine. Reggie's fur coat was up. This developed out of when they were partners. And then things started to happen. I want to get Coco in here. Coco, come on in a second, because I want to ask you. You had the match out there. You beat Reggie. End up winning it just the way that you intended on doing it. This son of a gun jumps out of the ring, grabs your prize bird, and takes off with that son of a gun. Gone.
Well, you know, Lance, I mean, I brought the bird down to the Coliseum because the people's been asking me,
Right.
you know, where's the bird? Where's the bird? I said, well, Frankie, I said, I'm going to get you out of the cage, you know, and I'm going to take you down to the Coliseum and let all the little boys and girls, you know, take a look at you, take pictures of you and everything. I didn't have no kind of idea that Reggie B. Fine, the gutless guy that he is going to come out, and after the match is over with,
After he's been beaten.
you're right, and steals my bird. I mean, that's my pride and joy, Lance. I mean, that's my pride and joy. That's my bird. I went all over the world with this bird. I mean, I got little kids. I've been to the hospital. I've been to the St. Jude Hospital. I've been to everywhere. You know, everybody would love this bird. And I don't know why Reggie B. Fine wants to take my bird, Frankie. And I guarantee you, Reggie B. Fine, whatever it takes in this world, I'm going to get my bird back. And all I'm telling you, Reggie B. Fine, if there was one star on that bird at all, if you put one star on it, see, I'm all sick of right now, Lance. I couldn't even talk right now because I'm telling you,
That's a member of your family, I know.
I just can't believe it. So, Reggie, you lay one hand on that bird, I guarantee you'd never see that Coliseum again in your whole entire life. That's a promise.
Tell you what, you better, instead of making all that fun, you better take a listen to what he's got to say out there.
Oh, finger looking good, you know.
Ah, you are absolutely...
You know what goes on the bird, don't you? We do parent right.
Reggie, all I can say is that better not be what I think it is. Will you get that bird out of here? You're going to have, you know who you're going to have to see. You better get a passport and get out of town.
What I think about Coco wearing do this what, man? Well, I got love for this bird. I'll shove it down his throat so far. He'll need a plane to pull it back.
You're going to have take that bird out of here, Reggie. Tell you what, it's the...
Coco, well, come on, man.
Come on, Reggie, get out of here.
My grandma took this for me.
Well, I'll tell you one thing. It better not be what you're talking about. Get it out. We got to talk about it. Get away. Come on, Reggie. Take a look at that.
Take a look at the old card here. More than just, I tell you what, that one takes on some special significance.
All he can say is it better not be what we're talking about, Dave.
He is in big-time trouble today. 8 big matches coming up Monday night at the Coliseum, including a double main event. Special giveaway from Fireworks City, no purchase necessary. All-American Doug Basham will be going against the legend Tony Falk. Then it'll be the Spellbinder going against the Missouri Tiger Jeff Gaylord. Following that, you got the one with a special stipulation.
Yes, sir. Colorado Kid and Bert Prentice will be going at it. And if Bert loses again, he'll be leading the USWA for 1 year. And after that match is coming up the one we are just talking about, Dave.
Talk about revenge. Boy, if anything has happened to Frankie, Coco Beware is going to come in. He's not only going to have the fur coat, he is going to have whatever it takes to defeat Reggie B. Fine. Following that, the tag titles are at stake.
Yes, sir. USWA tag titles with more significance than just the title. One, PG-13, and particularly Wolfie D. I don't think he's caring about titles or the $3,000 that's going to be put up by Prentice or anything like that. What he's thinking about is getting revenge. Eliminators, PG-13 with the winner to get a shot at the Masters of the Orient, the Wings International Tag Champion.
Special challenge match. Moondog Spot will be going against a Dream Machine protege. He won't tell us who it is. Moondog rules, anything goes.
And for the first time ever, right here in Memphis, and their Wings Tour kicking off, it's going to be the Masters of the Orient going against whoever the USWA tag champs are, and that is going to be some first-class match.
That's the first main event. The second one, the King, Jerry Lawler. Brian Christopher with a mystery manager. We don't know who he is, but it's going to be 3 of them, the King and Brian say. That'll keep things even with Rich and Gilbert having the Dream Machine in their corner. No more 3 against 1, 3 against 2. Now it'll be 3 against 3 in the grudge tag battle Monday night.
7:30 is the time. Don't forget the special Fireworks City giveaway that's going to be taking place throughout the evening. You want to be there. This is going to be one heavy piece of action at the Coliseum coming up Monday night. Be down there. Okay, Dave, we got more, and we're going to be back to it in a moment.
Team action. Unfortunately, I don't know how much time we got. We'll be checking that as we go along. Look at the kick by Brian as he puts Tony Falk down to the mat. He's lining up that big right hand, Lance.
He got him and nailed him hard. I want to tell you one thing. I want to see the King get a hold of this bird eater over here, Reggie B. Fine. That was one of the most irritating things this guy has done. Yeah. You're really something.
Reggie B. Fine steals the bird and then says he's had it cooked and he's dining on it. Oh, boy.
Double backdrop as Tony Falk is popped up in the air and over with, and Jerry the King Lawler takes over from Brian Christopher. Tony Falk, Reggie B. Fine, referee Kevin Christian. We're in the early moments of it. This is to an expiration of time. That's the time limit on it. Lawler waiting to Reggie to come in there. He is not taking him up on his Falk missing with a right hand. And wait a minute. Reggie had sudden business when Tony came over to tag him, Dave.
I'll be right back, he said. You doing just fine. Hang in there. There's Brian off the middle rope. Lawler kept him there, and Brian smacked him. Tony Falk was trying to get the tag. Now Reggie said, come on, tag me. Look out behind, Reggie. Hello. Lawler said, okay, we'll take the tag. I'll just nail him over here.
Reggie wasn't going to take the tag and get in there. 1, 2, 3, that's it.
That's it. Tony gets pinned by Brian Christopher, and Reggie B. Fine had already left. I think he had a cab to catch or something. He was gone. He's just Tony saying, where's Reggie? He's gone, Tony. You lose. The King and Brian Christopher, 1 fall up.
Convincing win. And Brian and Jerry do it. Moment is we'll be getting to the Spellbinder. It already has been one of those rockin' days. I guarantee you, I do not like the tone of this Gilbert Rich Dream Machine trio in there, but we're going to have to live with it. Colorado Kid out here with us. Boy, the action is really getting fierce around the USWA.
Yeah, there's a lot of action going on out there.
Yeah, what's new in your life?
Why are you going to waste valuable television time on a punk like this? Why would you waste my interview time on somebody who is such a lowlife? You know, for 3 straight weeks I've tried to sign you. You know what? I wouldn't sign you to nothing. You're a disgrace to professional wrestling. You know, I'm a manager, and I'm tough, but he's had to cheat in all of our matches, use outside interference to beat me. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, I hear what you're saying.
And you know, I'm never going to forget that you put the dress on me, punk.
He did.
And I myself told Eddie Marlin, I want one more match. One last time. And if I don't beat you this time, I mean, I'm going to have people all around that ring for my sake, so nobody, none of your friends, run in the ring and try to cheat me this time. If I lose, I'll leave town, and I'll never come back. Not just a year from now or 2 years. I will never come back. Because it is my life's work. I'm 36 years old. For the rest of my life, I'm going to make sure you never win a wrestling match. The legend Tony Falk holds the record in professional wrestling. 163 straight losses. It is my life's work to make sure that you lose 164 straight matches, punk. I'm not leaving, but you're going to be the world's biggest loser. The biggest loser in wrestling ever.
Did I understand you to say that if you lose, you're gone, and I mean gone.
I'll never come back.
All right, and that's a promise, not a Bert Prentice
I
promise.
promise. Well, I signed the contract. I'm not coming back. I couldn't face the world if I lost to this punk fair and square. It's going to be fair and square, punk. I'm not leaving. You're going to have the longest, I'm predicting it right now, the longest losing record in the history of wrestling is about to be bestowed on you.
I don't care who you have out there at the ring. I beat you once, and I made you wear that dress. There ain't nothing going to change. When I get done with you, you might as well pack that dress in a suitcase and get on the Greyhound bus and get as far away as you can.
Okay, guys, we got action coming up here. Bert Prentice, right out of his own mouth. You heard him say it. If he doesn't win it, he's gone.
Who does he think he is? He doesn't know who he's messing with.
The important thing is he knows who he is, and he knows what he has in mind for you, Bert.
Spellbinder, come on out here.
Ah, good. Let's get him out here. We want to get a little action. As Bert Prentice opening his mouth, he may have
Said he'd never be back. Well, I know who I'm going to be pulling for in a match. I don't know about you. Oh, the illusion from the Spellbinder. Fire flew out of his fingers there.
Well, I liked everything about the Spellbinder. I was dazzled by some of the magic things that he has done. But when he got with Prentice, that kind of soured my interest on it, Dave.
Going here against Rick Diamond. Don't know a lot about Rick Diamond. I know he just got hammered from behind by the Spellbinder. When the Spellbinder hooked up with Bert Prentice here, it has been trouble. Bert Prentice has taught him the Bert Prentice style, and that, fans, is not the style you want to see folks talk.
No, sir. Rick Diamond hammered again with that right hand as the referee steps in and says, open them up. Yeah. Now he's going after the eyes, it looked like, as the Spellbinder. This kid had so many natural things going for him. He's got all of the physique in the world that anybody would ever want. He's got wrestling talent. And he gets hooked up with Bert Prentice, and you can see Bert has indoctrinated him into anything, any way you can do it. And Rick Diamond down the rope comes off of the turnbuckles with a shoulder. Fires away with the left hand, a drop kick that moves Spellbinder back and a forearm. Rick Diamond showing that he's made of not only the ability, the big weight took him over backward, Dave.
Yeah, that was a mistake Rick Diamond made. He was really on a roll, but the Spellbinder is a bigger man than he is as far as size and weight. And he used his size to advantage, and he just pressed Rick right back down to the mat. I thought he might have been able to hold him for a 3 count.
And the Spellbinder with Diamond up in the air. Hooks the face lock, takes him straight up and over as he suplexed him into the mat and follows it right up with that big foot. Boy, he is a big guy.
He is. He's big. He's sturdy. Great upper body strength. Look at Rick Diamond coming back, though. He's not out of this one yet. He's hanging in there, fans. He's got the right hand double. Referee Kevin Christian says don't use it. He's trying to decide if the Spellbinder ambushed him.
Yes, he did. And Bert Prentice pulls the leg out from under the hook. 1, 2, 3. And it is a victory for the Spellbinder over Rick Diamond.
With Bert Prentice tripping up Rick Diamond. He was going so well, and now Rick Diamond trying to grab Bert, and Bert is not, very innocently, why, I don't understand what you're saying, young man. I was just standing calmly in the corner when that occurred.
Yeah, that's that easy-going outward appearance that Bert Prentice is capable of putting on. And he is standing behind the Spellbinder saying, you're a sore loser, huh?
Yeah, all of his insults are flying as he keeps the Spellbinder between himself and Rick Diamond.
Whoa, we've about done it. We've had a lot of it here today. And I mean,
drop the microphone.
Yes, sir. We got to get out of here, though, Dave.
We have had a great day. We'll be back with more next week. We hope you'll be joining us for that. Until then, for Lance Russell and Corey Macklin.
975 East Parkway and 196 South Cooper.
Out of here. All right, I'll see you guys here. Let's talk about a couple of things on the card first, and I'll give you a chance. Coco Beware against Reggie B. Fine. It's going to be the Bird against the Fur Coat. Then USWA tag titles, the titles against $3,000, eliminators against PG-13. Then you got Masters of the Orient against whoever wins that match. And in the final main event, all right, here it comes. It's not going to be 3 against 1 anymore.
We don't care how many it is. We're going to Jonesboro to start tonight. Now, Christmas, Jerry the King, roll the booze up. Bring it on to Jonesboro, because we're going to whip you there and bring it right back to Memphis. Memphis, Tennessee, Monday night, the Mid-South Coliseum. All business is coming to a final end. Jay Lawler, John Christopher, you don't know what you're going to get. All we're going to do is punishment. It's going to be Tuesday, Monday night. The end is going near.
There's a mystery manager, 3 against 3 this time.
That's right, it's the mystery manager, but the Dream Machine protege. I'm flying in the biggest, the baddest, the longest, the meanest. Lawler, you're sticking your nose in business again where it don't belong, and you know what happened to you last time.
Monday night, Mid-South Coliseum, 3 against 3 in that main event. Don't forget, we're at a special time next week. Be here at regular times if you have tickets. Otherwise, watch us on TV5, 1:30 to 3 next Saturday.
1:30 to 3 next Saturday. Don't like the tone of these guys? We'll have to live with it. For Corey Macklin, Dave Brown, Lance Russell saying bye-bye, everybody.
The announcers on this program are selected and paid by parties other than his station, namely the promoters of USWA Championship Wrestling.